Hello everyone, welcome to Code with Femi. In this video, we're going to be doing a campaign web page for teamseas. So let's do it. For those of us who are not aware of the campaign is actually to raise an awareness to help us reduce the pollution in our ocean. The ocean is polluted with a lot of deaths, and this is killing our creatures in the ocean. It is actually also injurious to our own health as humans. And there is actually a group that I've actually joined, which is called teamseas, to actually help raise money that we're going to be using to actually to remove all these deaths from the actual ocean as much as we can, because there's a lot of deaths in the ocean. But whatever help, whatever assistance you want to provide, you can actually go to teamseas.org to actually help wherever you can. But this actual video, I'm just going to show you how you can set up a simple campaign page, because as a software engineer you might be called to actually just set up something simple, a simple campaign. And this is just one way you can actually do it. So let's just do it right away. So the first thing you want to do is you want to create your index page. Gonna be like quite fast here, so just bear with me. So the first thing I want to do is I want to give my doctor my HTML, a version, which is the HTML5, and then we put in a structure there. The HTML, obviously you're gonna have a head, and then in your head you have a title, and then your title you can put in a text there of what you want to want people to see on the browser. So I'm just gonna say save our ocean, because that's what we want to save. We want to save our ocean. And then we have the body. Okay, that's the body. And inside of the body, as you all know, this is what actually gets presented that you can see on the browser when anyone goes to your web page. In there, we're just gonna have a container first. So the container is what gonna encapsulate all the different sections we're gonna actually display on the page. So the first one I want to have is a container. So I'm gonna call the class name container. Okay, it's actually a container. And inside of the container, I have three sections. The first one would be your top section, okay, the top of the page, which is your header. And then we have the middle section, and then we have the bottom section. Okay, bottom section. So you can see that we have the three sections in there. And for my container, I just want to display I want to have a background. I want to have a background image that would cover the actual page. And so that means that I need an image, right? So the first thing you want to do is you want to go into Pixabay. I've already gone there to check the image I would love to download, just to save us time. But this is the image I would like to download, and we can actually even download it again, so that we can. I'm not a robot. Bicycle. There's a bomb there. Okay, I'm not a robot. Let's click on download. So this should actually download the actual image for us into the relevant folder. I'm just gonna put it in this actual folder, ocean folder, and in there you will see that we have an ocean now. Let's open it up here so you can see what it looks like. And see, that is our ocean. It's beautiful, and let's keep it that way, because I love to go to the beach and have fun, but I wouldn't go to a dirty beach if everything is just polluted. So let's help our ocean to stay clean and have a healthy environment. So in the index, so we have an image now that we want to use, but the next thing we will have to worry about is how to actually pull this image into our HTML. And how do we do that? We use the CSS. So I'm going to create a CSS file. I'll call it style.css. Inside of the style.css, I'm just going to set up some some basic style in here. So I want this actual body and HTML to have an 100% height, and I don't want margin. Okay, so that is the first approach. And the next one is your container that we need to actually set up. And just bear in mind and actually pay attention to that dot there. That dot specify that I'm actually referencing a class on my HTML, because this is a class. So class is actually equivalent to a dot in CSS, and then followed by the name of the class, which is container. So you can see there, right? So just pay attention to that. So we have the background. That's the first thing. Background image. That's the first thing we need to actually like put in place, and then the URL, right? In there I want to use the ocean.jpg. That's the one I've just created. Then the next thing we want to do is want to do background size, which is with the cover. Want to do the background position, which will be the center. So we want it to be centered, right? And then the actual position will be relative. The height of the actual image would be 100%. Okay. And also in terms of the actual font itself, what color do we want it to have? Sorry, that color would now be white. Okay, to be white. Then the font family would be any of this, anyone you like to use, but I'm just gonna stick to the first one. And then we have the font size, which would be 25px. Okay, so we've got a container set up now. We've got the necessary styles in there, and in our HTML we have the container. But guess what, this actual file is not yet linked to that HTML. And how do we do that? We just have to make sure that we reference that file by using that tag called link, and then pressing the attribute there to say this is actually a style sheet. Okay, and then we say href, which will actually point to the location of where the file is. Okay, so we have that now. So we have that set up. The next thing we want to do is we want to set up the top. So we want to set up the header. I want to put a logo in there. I'm just gonna come in here and say .top, and in the .top we want it to be on the top. We want it to be 0, so 0, and then we want, at least I want to put a space by the side there, and I'm just gonna say 16px, which is fine, or let's actually make this 20px. And then we have to also make sure that for us to be able to use that, that top stuff to come into play, we have to also position. You have to use the position to actually say it's absolute. Okay, so we've set up the top. We're gonna do exactly the same thing for the bottom. Actually, I'm just gonna call this bottom, so this will be bottom instead of top. Okay, we have a bottom. It's gonna stick to the bottom of the page, and then we have it as absolute. We have it to the left as well, so it can align to the top. And then we now have a middle one. I'm gonna copy this, and then in there we're just gonna rename this as middle. We're gonna need a top to be 50%, right? Because we want it to move down to the center of the page, the actual middle. And also our left will be 50% as well, because I want it to move like to the actual center, down like that. Okay, another thing that we have to do is we have to also make sure that we have transform and translate is actually to position it, to reposition the actual element minus 50%, so it will do it vertically and horizontally. So just bear in mind with that as well. So we have our top there, then we have the transform, we have the position, which would be the position, which is absolute. So we have that. So the next thing we want to also do is we just want to go in there and actually start putting some things in here. Okay, let's start with the top one. Put a paragraph in here, and then in our paragraph, I think my IntelliSense is taking so long, so we can say hashtag teamseas, because that's the actual group we actually like help promoting and pushing, and then we have the middle one, which will have h1, can have an h1 there, and then say let's save our ocean. Okay. Let's save our ocean. We have HR, and then we have the paragraph that have to say, please visit href. We say we want people to visit, the actual page where this campaign is going to be organized, and the donation is going to go as well. So we're going to say that https www.teamseas.org, and then we want it to open up in a new tab. Okay, make it blank. So blank will be the actual option for our target. So whenever you click on this on the actual browser, it will open up a new tab. Then we can just say teamseas, capital letter all the way, and then just say to donate. Okay, so we have that. Now we have the middle part sorted out as with our description, and then we have the bottom part, which will just be a basic simple thing and say we can do this. Okay, that's the structure of our page. We have everything in there. The style is linked to our HTML. We've got the actual structure and the text and everything in there, and as well as the image is actually pulling through to our style sheet already. So let's just actually see in terms of the HR, I just want to put something in here for HR, just to put some some actual in a way, just to have some sort of margin. Just gonna say auto, and then we're gonna say the width of our stuff. Let's just make it px. Okay, I think we've got it all now, so let's just run our campaign. Let's click on the actual HTML page and run, and that would actually open up the browser for us so that we can see what it looks like. We can see there we actually have something now. We have our campaign page. So this is actually the campaign page. You can see there it says teamseas on the logo right there up there, and then we have let's save our ocean. This is our ocean. Please let's save our ocean, and says please visit teamseas to donate. So if we click on this, that will take you to teamseas. So, and you can see here that we're actually counting down now. It's 23 hours left to this actual campaign. I'm sure by the time you're watching this video, this actual page would have been updated with necessary information as to what you're donating to and how the money is actually going to be used to actually help us reduce the pollution in our ocean. And I hope you guys actually enjoy this video. This is all I have to share with you guys, and I'll catch you in my next video. Keep well.